Hey guys, it's Cash, and I have been home for about 2 weeks from my trip, and a lot of stuff has happened in that time. A lot of things are coming out. Rose McGowan said something today or the other day about a agency starting with C that has had control of her life. My interpretation of that encrypted message is she's talking about MK Ultra. She's talking about the CIA and how they have a lot of celebrities under mind control and trauma-based mind control, what have you. And she's most likely, in my opinion, talking about something like that. Another thing that I came across is a video of talking about Les Wexner and Epstein and Maxwell. And in the video, they're basically saying that Les Wexner was the head of this snake. Okay. And then Maria Farmer, who is a survivor of Epstein's, is the one who is coming out and saying that Wexner is Jewish mafia. That's how they had all these ties, is because of him. And in my experience of just living life, I'm pretty familiar that the Jewish mafia, I mean, if you want to call it the mafia, okay, but the Jewish mafia is basically the CIA. CIA, Mossad, it all kind of is the same thing. It works together. There really is no mafia anymore. It's basically just letter agencies and their informants. So Jewish mafia, if you want to call it that, maybe back in the 40s and 50s or 70s even, when they were in Cuba and they got ran out by Castro. Okay, now let's just call it CIA, what it is. They're spies. So the whole reason, why is this relevant to me? Because of the time that I spent in Miami. If you know Miami, known for a lot of Jewish people. When I was living in Miami, I always felt that there was an element of voyeurism with everything that I had going on. I always felt like there was maybe my house was mic'd, my apartment was mic'd, and cameras were put in before I even moved in there. But I always felt like any conversations that I had in my house were indirectly repeated back to me by somebody else. I had this theory about webcams, like how they were evil, like because those webcam agencies and stuff, they know how to hack into a person's webcam. So I was doing damage control, what I thought, blocking all my webcam stuff, and I was still having things repeated back to me by random strangers in the street indirectly. If I could think of a few things that were said, I'll mention them, but this was my first mode of trying to protect myself from this, and it did not work. So you could see I covered up my webcam. Then there was one day, I don't know, I was at the gym or something. I came home and there were these little tabs with my name on them on my screen. And if you go to click on them, I just kept them up there just so I can refer to them. If you go to click on them, nothing comes up. Now, I don't know what I was supposed to do. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. Maybe they thought I was going to call the police and they would be like, oh, you're paranoid. But I kind of just let it go to see what happened. But it made me feel like somebody may have put some spyware in my computer to where they could have access to my computer, to my files, without me knowing. And I know that there's a way that you can do that. Do I know how to do it? No. But that is something that happened that I always felt like in my apartment, that there was somebody watching or people watching. Then let's go to, I was in church. Okay, so I would do laundry and then I would put my laundry on my bed and not fold it. I would just leave it there. And I didn't really have people come over to my house that much at this time when I was experiencing this targeting. And I went to church, and this guy had a shirt on talking about folded laundry or something. And he was just sitting there on his phone. Looked like he didn't even really want to be in church, but it was basically just to show me the message that they knew that I had unfolded laundry in my room on my bed. So it was probably most likely to freak me out, because I had done all this stuff to the computer, and just let me know that they could still see in my bedroom if they chose to do so. So another thing that is peculiar is we would have parties. They would call for parties at this specific house in Miami. We probably did about a dozen parties there. Every time we would go there, the things that would happen in the house, people outside, like after a couple days, let's say a couple days after the party, would indirectly say something that happened at the house. Or I'd see somebody in the grocery store and they'd be wearing a shirt that said exploited on it. Or just something like that. Something to make me feel like the party that we did there was being monitored or watched in some way. Come to find out, during COVID, that same house got busted for having parties there, and you come to find out that it is owned by Miami Beach Police. A Miami Beach police officer and a retired police officer own that home. I'm aware that they had cameras in that house, so who's to say that they weren't live streaming the events that we held while the Airbnb rental was rented. So that was something interesting. There was a whole article on it in the Miami paper. And then my experiences with Miami police would only lead me to believe that it's the police. And then there was also occasions of random drugging. Like I would have friends that would go there and they would say, there's no way I drank that much. It was crazy. This happened, whatever. So the most recent thing in terms of voyeurism from this whole chaotic story is I just got an email from an account, Live Jasmine. I made this account probably, I would say 4 years ago. I never went on it, never posted a picture to it, never live streamed anything. I just made the account. And I got an email saying, "Dear performer, we would like to inform you that your performer account has been permanently closed. You cannot use this performer account in the future. Your remaining money will be added to the master account sales unless the account has been closed for providing pre-recorded video instead of live camera feed. In the latter case of all performers, remaining money will be deducted." Okay, so I don't care about my account on Live Jasmine being closed, but what I do care about is that there's a mention of a master account, which could those live stream videos, could these videos have been put on to this account that I registered myself for, but put underneath a master account, if you get what I'm saying? I know it's kind of confusing, but that thought did cross my mind. Just because I know that there was definitely an element of voyeurism to all this. Where it was being live fed or live streamed on a Live Jasmine account, maybe on the dark web, that I do not know. But I am aware and can, what word am I looking for? And can, Maria Farmer, I can feel for her saying when she said that she felt that every move that she made was monitored and on camera. Even Ghislaine told her that, oh, watch what you do, watch what you say, because everything's on camera. These girls, they knew where they were at all times. And that's in the same case of me. I'm not saying that I'm connected to that anyway. I don't really know what the hell is going on. But they knew where they were at all times. I guess Virginia Jeffrey or whatever, when she left and she was in Australia, she had no contact with Jeffrey or Ghislaine, but they still knew where she was. And that's what I meant when I said, when I made that video a long time ago, that they keep tabs on you. They have to know where you are at all times. And that's what she said in the video, that Wexner and the camera system and stuff like that. So that's something that I found relevant to myself. It's something that I've definitely experienced. It's just a very creepy feeling. It's just not a good feeling to know that you're being watched and you don't particularly know from where, how. I'm sure people are watching this video right now before I even post it, because I've had experiences with that as well in the past. But that's my story on that. So I hope that everybody has a wonderful day, and God bless.